Hello students, myself Keval Kodia from LJ Institutes of Engineering and Technology. So in today's session we have to solve some numerical based on FEA. In last session we discussed one theory how to solve FEA problem. Clear? So in that theory we discussed total 8 steps how to solve any of the problem related to finite element analysis. So in today's session we have to discuss one numerical based on spring, like FEA numerical based on spring deflection. If we applied any of the force in series of spring, at that time that spring is deflected. So we have to find out that spring how much deflected. Okay, so in today's session we have to discuss that one numerical based on the spring. So that is the first numerical. From in this numerical one figure is given. In that figure two spring mounted in series, and in second spring we applied some force like 60 newtons. Clear? And first end of this spring we fix. That means if we applied 60 newton force on second spring, at that time first two spring is deflected and first end of the spring is fixed. That's why the deflection at node 1 we have to consider as a 0. Okay. So figure shows two spring having stiffness 12 and 8 Newton per mm. Now you all know what is the meaning of stiffness. Meaning of stiffness means force per unit deflection. It depends on the material of the spring. Clear? So the respective connected in series, two spring mounted in series. One end of the assembly is fixed and force of 60 Newton is applied. Clear? First end of the spring is fixed as you seen in this figure, and 60 Newton force we applied at the end of second end of this spring. Okay. So using the finite element method, determine. Now in this example we have to determine total 3 things. First one, the displacement at node 2 and node 3. Clear? If we applied force 60 Newton, at that time first spring is deflected as well as second spring is deflected. And the first spring, the node 1 is fixed. That's why the deflection at node 1 is 0. So we have to just find out deflection at node 2 and deflection at node 3. Okay. Next, the reaction force at support. Now as per Newton's third law, if we applied any of the force in any of the body, at that time that body react or applied opposite direction force. That's why we have to find out the reaction force at the first end of the spring. Okay, the deflection of individual spring. We have to find out deflection of node 2 and node 3. After that we have to find out the deflection of individual means spring 1 deflection and deflection of spring 2. Okay, so now we have to start to solve this numerical. So in this numerical the given data is like K1 means stiffness of spring 1, that is 12 Newton per mm. K2 that means stiffness of spring 2, that is 8 Newton per mm. U1 that means deflection at node 1 we have to consider as a 0, because node 1 we have to consider as a fixed as seen in the figure. P3 means load applied at node 3, that is given 60 Newton. Okay. Now step number 1, discretization. Okay. Now you all know what is the meaning of discretization. Discretization means we have to divide any of the object into number of finite element. That is the process called discretization. So this is the figure. Now first node is fixed. That's why whenever any of the node is fixed, at that time that node is considered as a reaction force, because reaction force applied always as a fixed support. Okay. So in this numerical, node number 1 is fixed. That means reaction force is generated at node number 1. Okay. Deflection at node 1, that is U1. Deflection at node 2, that is U2. Deflection at node 3, that is U3. U1, we all know value of U1 is 0. So we have to just find out value of U2 and U3. Okay. Stiffness of spring 1, that is 12 Newton per mm. Stiffness of spring 2, that is 8 Newton per mm. And node 3, we applied some force like 60 Newton at node 3. Okay. Now, our element connectivity. So in this numerical we have total 2 spring. That means we have total 2 element. So element number, global node number. Second thing, local node 1 and local node 2. That means element 1 means spring 1. So spring 1 consider as a node 1 and 2, because spring 1 mounted between node 1 and 2. So element 1 at that time the node number 1 and 2 we have to consider, and element 2, that means spring number 2. Spring number 2 mounted between node 2 and 3. Clear? That's why element 2 we have to consider as a node 2 and 3. So this is the element connectivity. Now next, step 2, element stiffness matrix. Now we all know what is the, we already derived equation in previous lecture how to find element stiffness matrix, and equation of element stiffness matrix, that is k minus k minus k in matrix. Okay, so we have to use this now in this numerical total 2 spring, that means we have to find out total 2 element stiffness matrix. Okay, so element 1, that means k1, equation of element stiffness matrix, that is k minus k and k. Okay, in the matrix, in that matrix we have to common out value of k. At that time in matrix value, that is k1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, is equal to k1 minus k1 minus k1 and k1. Now we have to put value of k1 over here. K1 means stiffness of spring 1, and stiffness of spring 1 is given in that numerical, that is 12 Newton per mm. So 12 minus 12 minus 12 and 12. Okay, so that is the element 1. Same way we have to find out the element stiffness matrix for spring number 2. So K2 is given, that is 8 Newton per mm. So equation we have to use same equation, K2 in bracket 1 minus 1 in first row minus 1 1 in second row. You have to multiply K2 inside the matrix, that's why that matrix converted like K2 minus K2 and K2. Put value of stiffness of spring 2 over here. At that time, that matrix converted in the form like 8 minus 8 minus 8 and 8. Okay. Now we have total 2 element. In that 2 element, you can observe that the first stiffness matrix, that is K1, second stiffness matrix, that is K2. So in K1 we just give first row number as a 1, second row that is 2, and first column and second column as a 1 and 2. Because the element 1 we consider as a node 1 and 2. In element 2 there is a node 2 and 3. That's why we give row number and column number as a second, third. Okay. Now we have to find out global stiffness matrix. Global stiffness matrix means we have to combine these two matrices. Okay. And the global size of global stiffness matrix, that is 3 cross 3, because in this numerical total number of node is 3. So if total number of node is 3, that means the size of global stiffness matrix, that is 3 cross 3. Okay. Now how to combine two matrices we have to learn over here. This is K. Now 3 cross 3 means you have to first give the row number and column number as 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now you have to put first matrix over here, K1. K1 means 12 minus 12 minus 12 and 12. Okay. Now in the corner point of first matrix we have to mounted second matrix. You have to remember that the corner point of first matrix we have to put the second matrix, like 12. Already 12 is there, so you have to put over here 8 minus 8 minus 8 and 8. You have not in that value is not, we have corner point is 0, that is the 8, and remaining value of matrix we have to consider as a 0. Clear? So this is the final output of global stiffness matrix: 12 minus 12 0 minus 12 20 minus 8 0 minus 8 8. So this is the global stiffness matrix. Okay. So this is the step number 3, global stiffness matrix. Now based on this global stiffness matrix, we have to find out value of displacement of spring. Okay. Once again I tell how to combine two matrices. First you have to write down first matrix. In corner point of first matrix you have to mount a second matrix. Whenever value is overlap, at that time we have to just give addition. Okay. So this is the global stiffness matrix. Now step number 4. Global load vector means we have to consider how much load we applied at each node. Okay, so this is the simple figure that given in the numerical. So P1, P2, P3, node 1, node 2, node 3. Now we P1 means that is the fixed point. So in fixed point generated as a reaction force, that's why we consider as a R indicate the reaction force. In node 2 we don't apply any of the force, that's why we have to consider as a 0. In node 3, the value is given in the numerical, that is at node 3 we applied force as 60 Newton. Okay, so this is the load vector. Now next step, global nodal displacement vector. So displacement means u1, u2, u3. Displacement at node 1 0 because fixed support. Displacement at node 2, that is u2. Displacement at node 3, that is u3. So we have to find out value of u2 and u3. Okay. Now global stiffness and nodal displacement and load vector relationship like Ku is equal to F. This is nothing but it is the only the formula of stiffness. Now what is the meaning of stiffness? Stiffness means it is the force per unit deflection. Okay, so force per unit deflection, and we have to multiply deflection with stiffness. That means K into deflection is equal to force. Okay, so you have to just write down the value of global stiffness matrix, deflection and load over here. Okay, so 12 minus 12 0 minus 12 20 minus 8 0 minus 8 8. That is the global stiffness matrix. U, that means displacement, so u1 u2 u3 is equal to r060, that is the load vector. We already derived all these three values. Okay, now in this numerical node 1 is fixed. That means deflection of node 1, that is 0. That's why we have to use over here elimination approach. Elimination approach indicate in whatever node is fixed, at that time we have to just remove that number of row and that number of column from this matrix. So in this numerical node 1 is fixed. That's why we remove first row and first column from this equation. Okay. So nodal displacement, now we have to find out nodal displacement. So in previous matrix we just remove first row and first column because the node number 1 is fixed. So node number 1 is fixed, that means value of u1 is equal to 0. That's why we remove first row and first column from that matrix. Okay, so if we remove first row and first column, then only this portion is remaining. 20 minus 8 minus 8 8 u2 u3 is equal to 0 and 60. Now using Gauss elimination approach, we have to find out value of u2 and u3. So multiply first row first column. So 20 u2 minus 8 u3 is equal to 0. And second equation we have to generate it like minus 8 u2 plus 8 u3 is equal to 60. Now using Gauss elimination approach, you can solve these two new equation and you can find out value of u2 and u3. If you solve these two equation, and you will get answer of u2 as a 5 mm and answer of u3 is as a 12.5 mm. So that is the deflection at node 2 and deflection at node 3. Okay. So now we have to find out last thing, that is the reaction force, and we have to find out deflection of individual spring. So deflection of spring 1, that means you have to subtract value of u2 minus u1, because u2 is a deflection of node 2 and u1, that is deflection of node 1, but value of u1 is 0. So u2 minus u1 is equal to 5 minus 0 is equal to 5 mm. Now deflection at spring 2. Now deflection now we already find out value of u3. Value of u3, that is 12.5, but that is the addition of u1 plus u2. That's why we have to subtract value of u2 from u3. So u3 minus u2 is equal to 12.5 minus 5 is equal to 7.5 mm. That is the deflection of second spring, and 5 mm that is the deflection of first spring. Okay, so that is deflection. Now we have to find out reaction force at support. We applied in positive direction 60 Newton force. So reaction force, also the value of reaction force is also same 60 Newton, but in opposite direction. That's why that value we have to find out. Okay, now this is the figure. In this figure we applied 60 Newton force in positive direction. So fixed support, yani ki node 1, in node 1 applied in opposite direction force. That's why we have to just consider first row and first column. Okay, so 12 u1 minus 12 u2 plus 0 u3 is equal to r. Now put value of u1, u2, u3 over here and you will find out value of r. So 12 into 0 minus 12 into 5 plus 0 into 12.5. Okay, is equal to r. If you find out value of r, that is minus 60 Newton. That means here is a third law of Newton is satisfied, because we applied 60 Newton force in positive direction. At that time reaction force also applied in negative direction 60 Newton. Okay, so this is the reaction force at minus 60 Newton at node 1. So in this numerical, we find out total three things. First one, that is deflection at each node. After that we find out deflection of individual spring, and then after we find out reaction of force. Okay, so in next session we have to discuss one more numerical. Thank you.